All right, so the governor of Virginia is rolling back a lot of the pandemic era work from home rules that emerged during the early days of the pandemic. Jeff Shapiro, how's that working for the state workforce?
Now remember, Michael, these rules were put in place by Youngkin's predecessor, Democrat Ralph Northam. It's safe to say that the civil service, this order applied to 55,000 non-political government employees, is not going down well. Even though the Youngkin administration is making some allowances for occasionally working from home, a health excuse, for example. But anything more than 3 days working remotely would require the okay of the governor's chief of staff, Jeff Gutman. So talk about micromanagement. The pushback to this has been hostile. By the way, the timing couldn't have been stranger. The order was issued during the National Observance of Public Employee Appreciation Week. And one would observe that what Youngkin is doing really sort of flies in the face of sort of the new thinking about the workplace in this time of COVID. Employers have shown themselves. They've required to be flexible with their employees, if only to keep them in this high demand labor market. Now, Youngkin says this is all about efficiency and access to public services, but it is really widely viewed as nothing more than a control thing, with the new boss throwing his weight around.
So the governor has also had some issues with his appointment. We heard a protracted debate about his appointment for environmental secretary. There's been some issues with information technology. And Jeff Shapiro, I understand the latest kerfuffle here is with the guy who was supposed to head the DMV. What happened with that?
A guy by the name of Peter Lacey was supposed to come to Virginia from Indiana. He ran Indiana's answer to the Department of Motor Vehicles. It's, of course, one of the most visible agencies in Virginia government. Ask anyone who is registering a motor vehicle or trying to get a driver's license. Anyway, Lacey apparently, according to the Indianapolis Star, showed up at a high-level executive meeting, apparently drunk and making off-color statements. The Youngkin administration says that the governor's invitation to Mr. Lacey to join Virginia's government had been withdrawn. Now, what this spotlights, two things. One, this is our newbie governor with no experience in state government. He is the guy who ran, the operations guy of a giant publicly traded investment fund. He wants people to believe that he knows his way around a bureaucracy. But, one wonders how well, if at all, are some of these political appointees being vetted. And this is another data point in a series of questions about political appointments, particularly those at the highest level. You talked about Andrew Wheeler, the Secretary of Natural Resources designate, rejected by the Senate Democratic majority. It didn't like the idea of Trump's EPA guy having a say on natural resources in Virginia. And then another giant agency, the state's Infotechnology Agency, has had 3 directors in the 3 months since Glenn Youngkin was sworn in. As I said, this sort of, confirms, these blunders sort of confirm his lack of experience in Richmond. And that includes knowing how to consider candidates, or in Youngkin's case, how not to.
All right, so abortion continues to be a white-hot debate all over the country and here in Virginia. And I understand there has been some backlash that's putting some pressure on the governor, right?
Exactly. Now, the governor kind of plunged into this as one would have expected. He makes no apologies for his opposition to abortion. All of this, of course, triggered by the leak of a draft opinion by the Supreme Court reversing Roe and a woman's right to an unrestricted right to terminating a pregnancy in the first trimester. So, Sam Alito, the Associate Justice who wrote this draft opinion, suddenly he's looking out his front window, presumably, and seeing nothing but abortion rights protesters. Youngkin goes on social media, Twitter in particular, vows to offer state police protection to the likes of Justice Alito. Conservatives demand, and here's that first bit of backlash, that the governor order the state police to arrest these protesters outside of Alito's house under a state law that prohibits such protests but reserves that arrest power to local government. Something of a muddle for the governor. He scrambles, and then I guess a protest of his own joins Larry Hogan, fellow Republican, governor of Maryland, in publicly demanding that the Department of Justice enforce a federal law that prohibits the intimidation of judges.
All right. Well, that's all the time that we've got for this week. My name is Michael Pope, and we've been joined by Jeff Schapiro of the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Talk to you next week.
Have a great weekend.